$10,000 a month from home? It's possible, but not the way most people think. This isn't a side hustle or an online gig, but a real business that lets you cash flow while working from anywhere, not just home. Here's how it works. I'm Isabelle Gino, and I'm the COO of Residential Assisted Living Academy. I spend 5 hours a week on my 3 residential assisted living home businesses that cash flow over $10,000 a month each. But almost everything I do is from my own personal home or on the road because I love to travel. I have Zoom meetings or phone calls, but I'm rarely in the residential assisted living home. So it's not a traditional online job or a work from home job, but it's pretty dang close. Now, in the beginning, it was not that way. There was a lot of work up front. But anything worth having is worth a little bit of work, a little elbow grease. I mean, truly, if someone tells you that they can show you how to make $10,000 from home and not put in any work, you should run away because they are selling you a lie, a dream, a falsehood. You see, I had to buy and renovate the real estate, get the home licensed, hire my staff, like my licensed administrator and licensed caregivers. I had to set up systems and make sure that the marketing was on point. But after all that, once the home was rocking and rolling, within 6 months of opening our doors, I really got to become more hands-off. Work up front, hard work up front, and pay off in the end. Woohoo! Right? Now, the choice, it's always up to you. But I like to follow, economic trends. Senior housing in the US is leaning in my favor with the silver tsunami of seniors coming to the market and us currently being 1.3 million beds short. We have a major opportunity here for the next 25 plus years. And I could be an owner from anywhere. Like I said, I love to travel, so I didn't want to be trapped to one location. And as I always say, live where you want and invest where it makes sense. The closer you live to your business, any business, but RAL especially, the more tempted you're going to be to go over and visit and say hello and help out. And then before you know it, you've built yourself a job. And that's not what you're looking to do. I mean, I know for the last 10, 11 years, right? I've been showing people, gosh, I think it has been 11 years now. I've been showing people in all 50 states how to do this. And I've also been owning and operating my own care homes for the last 14 plus years. If this is sounding interesting to you and maybe like something you'd want to learn more about, how you could ride the silver tsunami and cash flow really well while serving an amazing population who really needs your support, this might be your next best investment. So check out this video right here on YouTube where I break down the first 5 steps you'll need to get started in residential assisted living. Now, I want us to dive into the numbers before we leave each other today. And then I want to break down the work involved so we can dispel some myths. Here we go. The average cost of care in our country today is $5,500 per month per resident. You'll be allowed to have somewhere between 6 and 16 residents in the home. It's a residential home in a high-end neighborhood. You will need to renovate the home to have private bedrooms and private bathrooms for as many seniors as you can. We are not shoving seniors into a tiny home, no. Okay, so let's call it down the middle. So 6 to 16 seniors, let's say we had 10 seniors, 10 residents at $5,500 every month. That's $55,000 coming in every single month. Well, we've got to minus the expenses to pay for staff, mortgage, liability, insurance, food, activities, utilities, you name it. This one home could bring you down to $10,000 a month take home net for you as the owner operator. I know you're wondering, well, how can I do this from home? Well, you can't at first, but later on you can. To get to the place of being a more hands-off passive owner, this is not a hands-off business, but you can be a hands-off owner if you set up systems and hire correctly. You're not living in the home. You're not working in the home. You've hired the licensed caregivers and licensed administrator to do that day-to-day work. You are running the business, sitting in the owner's box, owning the real estate and building appreciation while you cash flow pretty dang well. Spending 5 hours a week meeting with your administrator or dealing with things on a high level. To me, that's really passive, and 5 hours a week, even if I did have to go in for 5 hours a week, that's still basically a pretty low-key job. I mean, on those meetings that you meet with your manager, we have a format that we follow. And basically, they break down any move-ins, move-outs, what tours are happening that week, or marketing efforts. If they've had any hires, fires, retraining sessions, or onboarding with any new staff. They discuss any issues with independent contractors like handyman, landscape, bug guy, whatever, and if they need approval for an expense, they'll bring that up too. Or of course, if anything major happened. That's the meeting. And then I'm done for the week. Again, it's not going to happen overnight. And there's a lot of work to get to that point. And there's a lot more steps than what we just talked about in a couple-minute YouTube video. But if I could show you how to do this in 3 months from today, where you were owning a business and passively running it within another 3 months, what would you pay to learn that information that you could use over and over again? Like my student in Dallas who owns 400 beds, or the one in Colorado who owns 28 residential assisted living homes. The sky is the limit. We're here to show you, and there's nothing stopping you from cash flowing, serving seniors, and doing good while doing well. Keep following us here on YouTube for more.